We are Gabe and Cristina. For people who are new, welcome. If you take a moment to subscribe to our channel and smash that like button, that would be great. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So welcome to our channel. We just want to show you the things that we've been working on the past couple of weeks. We have been working on our log cabin, where we are now, for 2 years by ourselves. We're just DIYing it, just the two of us. So we've been doing weekends and holidays for the past 2 years. And we're getting to a point where we almost have 2 finished rooms. We're going to show you what we did this week, which includes a lot of lime wash work, a lot of ceiling work, some plaster stuff, a lot of cleaning of logs. So if you ever wondered how to clean an antique log cabin, we will show you how.
What you up to?
I am washing logs.
Yeah?
Still washing. Logs still dirty.
So we started working on this part a couple weeks ago, and it started with first trying to chip off some of the thick paint ridges that were on the floorboards in the ceiling part above us manually, just to try to smooth everything out.
Right. My mission for today is to clean up this surface and get it ready to be primed and lime washed. We've got areas where the paint seems to have dripped and made little textures right here. I'm gonna try to scrape all that off and get this ready.
And just cleaning everything. We had to wipe everything down. It had been dusty. There was sawdust all over the place. And then we started putting down, in the ceiling, I started putting down the primer. And that took quite a while. That was kind of a pain to put on it.
This is the primer for the wood surfaces and the ceiling surfaces that have already been covered with paint previously. Now we're using a lime-proof primer from Portola Paints, and then we're going to whitewash it just like we did with the upstairs. So this is taking longer than I kind of thought it would, of course. Why wouldn't it in this project? Also, I think part of the reason why it's taking so much time is that I'm not using a roller. So I have to hand paint this with a small brush. It's this guy, and it has to be small because there are a lot of little nooks and crevices and little things to get into.
And then from there, we moved on to applying lime wash. So why did we pick, you picked lime wash? You were behind
Yeah,
that.
we're a little bit obsessed with lime wash. I mean, it's historically accurate for this type of cabin, but we do get our lime wash pre-mixed from a company called Portola Paints out in California. So they're a local American company. Shout out to them. They're really awesome. We love them. So we've used them upstairs on our plaster ceiling in the loft. You can check that out on some of our other videos. And then we also use them down here on the chink lines, which are also plaster, in the main portion of the cabin. But lime wash is great because it's a natural product. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, and it actually has some natural properties that deter bugs. So we have a lot of bugs. We're out in the middle of the woods, and we've noticed a significant difference. I would say probably 70–80% difference in the amount of bugs that we have in the cabin since we've been starting to use lime wash basically everywhere. So huge fans of lime wash. We would basically use it all over if we could.
We'll definitely be using this in the future for other projects, even if they're more modern. It's pretty awesome stuff to work with. It cleans up well. It comes out of your clothes for the most part. It gets all over your face, and that's not a big deal. So yeah.
Yeah, we really like it. Couldn't recommend it more.
All right, I just got done with the first coat of the lime paint on the ceiling part with the beams. Having much more fun with this than I did with the primer. But it does take, it's just like staying in the lines, which is kind of meditative, but there's a lot of detail work that goes into it, a lot of just kind of dabbing around the very edges. It's all textured, it's all three-dimensional, so it's just kind of a cool, fun, artistic challenge to get as much coverage as you can in all these little details. So pretty cool stuff. A lot of fun, but here's how it turned out.
I want to look at the first layer of coverage for the Portola Paints lime wash. So I did a little bit on this corner here. Actually, I thought I'd painted this. That's why I did this, but it's a good example of, this is like old gray cement, and then this is just one coat of the lime wash. And I'll just show you, I'm using the lime wash now, just kind of how that was done. It's very watery. You just kind of dab it on there. Right? So it doesn't look like it's gonna cover that much, but it ends up drying to that and getting whiter and whiter the more that it cures and dries. So the same thing over here. So I had done one coat of the lime wash, the Portola Paint lime wash, on this chink line. And this chink line, if you can see, it's exactly the same as this. So this is like a sandy mixture that somebody else made for chinking at one point. And again, it was just, taking the brush. For these really small ones, you're gonna have to use these artist brush, and then just dabbing it on where you want the line to be, right? And so that is going to dry to this in just one coat.
What you doing?
I am painting this chink line with the Portola Paints lime wash in antique white. This is the second coat. And we just have to paint it with this tiny, tiny brush, really tiny.
And here's the rest of the room. I'm still working on this hilarious bit, which we ran out of our gallon of primer with this much left. Hilarious. And this part still has just one coat on it. Although you can see the coverage is still pretty good. Over here, this all has second coats, and super happy with how this turned out. This is beautiful. Nice soft matte finish. The contours of the beam look kind of like velvety and soft. Just a huge improvement. Overall, we'll show you a picture, give you a couple before pictures of what this was looking like. But that's just two coats. Now there are some parts that have a little bit of staining when you shine a flashlight on them, like to the eye. I don't know if I can see this on camera, maybe over here. To the eye, there looks to be a little yellowing still right here. And this is where there's huge collections of sawdust that were hard to scrub off. So that's, that I think we can take care of with some spot third coating. We did a test spot to see how well it blends, if you can even tell. But if not, we'll just do a third coat on top of everything.
And when we're not here at the cabin, we work full-time jobs. So Gabe has his own business and I work full-time. And we live in a tiny space. So we live in 186 square feet in the Washington, D.C. area. So if you're interested in tiny living and tiny homes, we also have a video giving you a tour and talking about our tiny living while we're in DC. And basically we do that so that we can afford to work on this project, because we have another video where we talk about how expensive log cabins are. They're really expensive. So in order to save the money and to pay for the log cabin, this project, we have decided to live tiny, live very minimally, and very intentionally in our apartment in DC. So we don't have a kitchen right now. That's something that we're gonna work on for 2020. So we have to bring all of our own food down to the cabin, and it's much easier for us to get more work done if we don't go out to eat. And also it's easier on our wallets too, so we don't spend that money. So prepping our food beforehand is something that we really feel has helped us in this effort to get the cabin done, but also to save money so that we can pay off the cabin debt.
From here, so we're gonna finish, hopefully we're gonna get this paint project done by next week. We should have 2 to 3 coats on all of the plaster chinking lines and all of the ceiling. And then it's just a matter of cleaning up the floor, applying the finish, the wax finish that we're gonna use, and then this cabin room downstairs will be done. And that'll be our second finished room, so very excited about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty amazing to have 2 spaces done. So the main cabin area will be pretty much done. I mean, obviously there's always room for like a few more details and kind of like a few more things that we have to finish over time. But for the most part, 90% of the project will be done. So that will be really, really good. And then we can move on, like I said, to the kitchen. and the bathroom space and the laundry space, which is in the addition section, which is over there, in 2020. So hopefully, fingers crossed, 2020 will be our year. Although I said 2019 was going to be our year, to finish this cabin and really be able to enjoy it and start to like enjoy the land outside, because we have a bunch of projects that we want to do on the land, but we can't get them started until we have, you know, like normal things like a kitchen and, you know, running water and stuff like that.
To be fair, when we started working on this with our own two hands after our contractor was done with his part, we thought 2018 was going to be our year. So
That's true.
this has been...
So we're very terrible at guessing which year is going to be our year.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience.
But we're super to have you guys along, super grateful to have you guys along. We're so glad you guys are watching, and we really want to meet you. So please put something down below in the comments. We want to talk to you because there's just not a lot of people that love log cabins like we do. So we want to meet you guys, and we want to chat about log cabin stuff or whatever you guys want to ask us about.
So give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Help us grow this channel, and we'll be providing a lot of content for years to come.